Okay, today I got a small minifigure haul. I got 4 new minifigures. They are from the Across the Spider-Verse um, minifigure series. Here's one of the instruction things. I have the characters on the desk behind me here with um, the the fourth of the instruction manuals. So let's go ahead and show the characters. I'll show them in the order they appear on the checklist and point out what number each character is. So I got Miles Morales. He's in position 1. This is Miles Morales as Spider-Man. I love the transparent orange minifigure stands that these characters all have. Um, and Miles comes with a spider, presumably the one from the Earth 42 universe that ended up fighting him in Into the Spider-Verse. I have him holding his mask as his separate head, so it doesn't look creepy with him holding his regular unmasked head, because that would just look really creepy. But there's a lot of really good detail on all 4 of the ones that I have, and even other characters in this series look extremely detailed. I might show the checklist, I might not, like the full checklist, but I will be saying where each of these minifigures falls on that checklist and what the checklist actually says their names are. So this one, they just call it Spider-Man, but it's clearly Miles Morales as Spider-Man. I love the lightning effects on his arms. It's on both arms. Um, there is some front leg printing here, which is really hard to see on camera. Um, but it's based on Across the Spider-Verse when he's like doing one of his Venom Blast type things with his bioelectricity. He does have an alternate expression where he's a little more grumpy and some back printing there. Um, and I'll put his mask on his stand to try and show it off. There's no print, there's very light printing on the back of the mask to look like the animation style used on Miles himself in the movie. And then here's what his mask piece looks like. The lightning details are continued on the mask on both sides of the eyes there, and the starry the pattern, like you kind of can somewhat see in between his eyes there, is in a much darker blue on the back of the mask. That's um, but yeah. Quick side note here: I did find some transparent blue pieces or web pieces that were used by a Miles Morales minifigure in the Miles Morales mech suit. So if I don't end up having this Miles Morales holding the spider that he came with, I will be giving him this like that to look because of that mech suit set. But for now, I'll just leave him with the spider on his little stand. And again, he's in position 1. Before I get to the next couple of characters that I have, position 2 is Spider Punk. Again, he has a mask and metal mohawk looking piece, and then an unmasked with the wacky hair that it shows him having under his mask in the movie. Third one is Miles Morales as the Prowler from Earth 42, and he has 2 like those gauntlet glove things, a very intricate looking mask, and a hairpiece, as well as an unmasked set of expressions. I imagine that all of them have dual-sided faces, except for or at least printing on both sides of the head, except for one of the ones I have doesn't have back of the head printing at all, but it does have printing on his hat, which is turned backwards. Um, Number 4 is Spider Gwen with a picture of her and Miles. Again, masked and unmasked versions are available to be used, where you can have her holding the mask head and with the hood, and then have her with the regular head and hair Number 5 is Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man, or Spider-Man 2099. And he has a transparent statuette piece that's supposed to represent his digital helpers. Like, you want me to call in some help? I think I should call in some help. I'm gonna call in some help. Fine, call in help. That little statue thing. Anyway, I'm not sure. And the cape piece they gave Miguel O'Hara's Spider-Man 2099 uh, uses an idea that was introduced with the most recent Avengers Tower with Vision, where the cape is partially transparent. Because there's a scene where his cape retreats back into his costume, which is really cool. Character 6, again, most of these have masked and unmasked versions. So, 2099 Spider-Man, you can unmask it and hold the mask. Same with this next one, number 6 is Spider-Man India, and he comes with a cat with a Spider-Man mask over its face as well, which is a pattern repeated again in another minifigure. But yeah, with that one, either head will have the hairpiece, so like the same hairpiece on both heads. So and he comes with the teacup because one of the most quotable parts of Spider-Man from India is pointing out how chai is tea, and so saying chai tea is like saying tea tea. So he has a teacup for that specific reference, which I think is hilarious, and I love that. And then character number 7 is another one that I do have, and that is Cyborg Spider Woman. I initially read it as Cyborg Spider Man, but then I looked a little closer at it. It does in fact say Spider Woman, and she has one of those Lego Batman movie utility belt pieces, and a ton of printing. Like just all the printing over here on both sides of her legs. And it's not symmetrical. It's different prints on both sides, and you can kind of tell on the front. It's also different printing on the front. I'm gonna go ahead and take the armor piece and the utility belt off so we can get a better look at the torso printing and the head. So here's a little bit better look at the back of the torso. Trying to make sure it shows up well. And the front of the torso as well, and the sidearm print, which was covered by the armor piece a second ago. Not an alternate expression, but this one does have some web detailing on the back of the mask, like you would expect from most Spider-Man type characters in this color scheme. I imagine it's probably the same with Spider-Man India, Miguel O'Hara, and Spider-Punk, but I don't have those ones yet. I just got these first 4 today around 3:30, so I've had them for about 5 hours now. Because it's currently 8:38 p.m. and I got them around, like I said, 3:33. So very specific. The next minifigure, I think that it's a character that is using crutches, but my dad mentioned that it could be like police batons that the character's using. So again, this is character 7. Character 8 is Sun Spider. You kind of see these black pieces here. I think those are supposed to be crutches, but they could be like police batons, like my dad was mentioning. So yeah, but I like the web printing on both sides of the arms. I think it's the same on both sides. Yeah, pretty sure it is. But if I put the arms back down, we can get a better look at the front or like the front printing on the legs and torso and whatnot. This is that printed hat that I was mentioning, the back of the head, it doesn't have any printing on it, so it doesn't really cover anything. Just kind of casts a shadow a little bit on the back printing, but you can still kind of clearly see it. So yeah, there's that one. And I mentioned that I wanted to try and give the spare utility belt piece here to this character, this Sun Spider variant. So, if I hadn't just dropped it, I would have done that already, but I did drop it. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one the that utility belt just because I don't want to just have a spare utility belt laying around. I've given all the other utility belts that were spare to other characters. So yeah, in the instruction sheet, it does show this being the front of this particular character's utility belt, or for Cyborg Spider-Man, but I put it on the way Batman has it in the Batman movie stuff. So that's really just personal preference. I got used to seeing it the way this oriented this way on Batman, so I carried it over to these two characters. Cyborg Spider-Woman also had an extra stud and stick type piece thing here, so I decided that I would try and play it off as like some sort of either communicator or like a stick grenade that the character could throw. Again, that's just my personality shining through a little bit. Character number 9, so Sun Spider's character 8. Character number 9 is Spider Bite. She's the digital avatar of someone that's still in her home dimension. She's only electronically or like digitally in Miguel O'Hara's Spider Society headquarters. And she looks really cool. Again, since she's a computer program version of herself, she has like a bluish ghost type look to her that kind of similar to how Moaning Myrtle from the Harry Potter CMF was. And she has a book cover piece that has Spider-Verse like stuff on there. It has a picture of a spider and whatnot. And then she has like one of those like two bun type pieces that I think Shuri has used in black, but here they're in like a navy blue. And then she has a alternate hairpiece type thing that's actually her like helmet design. After I show the last character that I have, I think I will go ahead and show the checklist so you can kind of see what I'm talking about with this. But character number 10 is Peter B. Parker, um, and with Mayday Parker, with Baby Mayday. I think it's cute. The baby piece that is being used for Mayday has a Spider-Man mask printed onto like her hat that she had in the movie. That I think that's a really nice touch. Plus, anytime you get these baby pieces, they're adorable. So there's that. Um, but yeah, the pink robe from the Across the Spider-Verse movie that Peter B. Parker was wearing is present on this character, and he has one of those like pieces where you can like put a baby in it, like the Mandalorian has one for Grogu in some of the sets, where it's a neck attachment piece that's kind of like the baby carrying situation, where like if someone wanted to carry their baby on their stomachs or on their chests or whatever. So Peter B. Parker has one of those. Um, and then they have Cowboy Spider-Man, which they call Westlinger. And that's where the other animal character with a mask comes in because he has a horse with the mask. That's referenced in the movie. Like, what is this? Why does the horse have a mask? To conceal his identity, of course. But yeah, and that one looks like a Western Spider-Man. He has like the sheriff bandana thing that was introduced in Ninjago Rebooted, a cowboy hat, a lasso. It looks like it might even be like a gold one, like Wonder Woman would have. But yeah, and then character 12, they want this one kind of alludes, or I think it's both in the Across the Spider-Verse movie, and it kind of references or loosely references Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, because in that game there's a werewolf Captain America, and character 12 of 12 in this series is Werewolf Spider-Man. And my gosh, this guy has so much printing. Holy moly, he has a lot of printing. So I'm gonna have to take his headpiece and the tail off to show, or not the tail, but he has the same type of tail that Rocket Raccoon has, but just in the werewolf color, or this tan color you see him having. But he's got a lot of printing here. So we got different colored dual molded legs. One's red with the costume still intact, or kind of intact, and the other one's like completely, like the boot fell off completely of his costume, and his werewolf foot. But there's rips on the sides of his costume on both sides of the legs to show the fur bursting through there. Same with the arm. It's kind of mirrored on the arms. The leg that doesn't have a boot anymore has a sleeve partially still on it with dual molded arm, or the dual molded arm and the fur, and the other one's just a single molded arm with the printed fur on it. Again, the face looks phenomenal there. Love that werewolf face. I'm gonna have to pop his head off to show more of the print because there is some printing under there that is covered up. And I guess I'm gonna have to take off the tail. My bad. But yeah, here's the back of the torso print, which was previously hidden by the head a bit, as well as the front. So you can see it does have both spider logos. And yeah, so yeah, now that I've showed all of the characters, I decided I am going to go ahead and show the checklist so you can kind of see what I was talking about with like alternate head pieces and whatnot. So here we go. Here's Miles. Of course, I showed the Miles Morales Spider-Man character. Here's Spider-Punk. Different hairpiece for that's a different hairpiece than he has on the mask there. The mask has the mohawk thing, and then he has Hobie's face underneath there. And then here's Miles Morales as the Prowler with his record, the gloves, the cool mask design, and the new braid piece. The back here shows you kind of what I was talking about with Peter B. Parker with the baby carrier thing. Then here's Spider-Gwen with a picture of Miles, like I said. And the hairpiece looks really good. I think they should have used something like that for Black Widow in the Endgame sets. But it had like it be mostly red with blonde tips like this, because this has mostly blonde with pink highlights, which does match Spider-Gwen. Here's Miguel O'Hara with that figurine statue I mentioned, and an alternate head for the mask. And the cape, you can somewhat see it's kind of de-digitizing. Spider-Man India with the cat there, and the chai cup. Same hairpiece with and without the mask. And these two I showed because I have those two as well, which the check marks indicate. Spider Bite, there's the type of mask that I was talking about, the skin tone, the hairpiece. You can't really tell on camera, but that hairpiece is kind of a dark navy blue. And then Peter B. Parker, web slinger, the horse, and the lasso, cowboy aesthetic, and then werewolf Spider-Man as well. Whew, that was a task right there. But yeah, so there we go. Those are that's the whole lineup. I'll do subsequent videos when I get the other 8 characters. I might get them 4 at a time. Like I got these, I'm not sure. These were just the first 4 that Mom surprised me with when she got home today, and wow, they are awesome. I really love these characters. I'm also very glad that Lego's starting to acknowledge these Spider-Verse animated movies a bit, because there are sets based on it, or at least 2 or 3 sets based on them on Across the Spider-Verse specifically, just like this collectible series is. And uh, and important note, one of the Across the Spider-Verse sets has a different variation to this Miles minifigure where it doesn't have the electricity on him. It's like his powered down kind of suit where he's not using his bioelectricity at the moment. But yeah, I think I will end up giving Miles this since it came from a Miles mech suit. But yeah, in the meantime, it's just off to the side here. And yeah, now I gotta see if there's enough room in one of my tins to accommodate these 4 characters, and try and see if there's enough room for the other 8 as well. I won't be putting them in the container with the stands, so that'll save some space. But yeah, I might give. I also got a little black stud thing when I got the web pieces. So I'm probably just gonna give that to the Werewolf Spider-Man for right now. Maybe have it be like a burnt cookie or something, or a burnt treat. So yeah, there we go. Anyways, that is all I have for you with this minifigure haul. I went a bit longer than I expected because I was talking about the characters in order instead of just showing the ones that I got. But yeah, excuse me. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, which might be updating my collection. And I'm going to be doing that one of 3 ways. Last year, I showed just the discs that were new, or for from the last time that I did a collection update. This time, I'm probably going to show every disc. And then next year, when I do collection updates, so for calendar year 2027, when I do collection updates, then what I'm going to do is probably show the individual cases for things instead of the discs in any way, shape, or form. That could potentially be a little problematic, though, because I don't necessarily have cases for every single title. Sometimes I get just discs that I don't have cases for, or sometimes like with format upgrades, I get rid of their initial case. Like if it's a DVD case, if I get a 4K or something, I switch out the cases sometimes. Excuse me. There are a few instances where that's not the case. No pun intended there. But yeah. Anywho, that is it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Keep talking movies and Lego.